We're gonna rank my pieces today. Once and for all, we're gonna listen to them and we're gonna make a little commentary about them. Let's go. This is my second ballad. My C minor ballad, if you want to call it that. And, you know, it starts with very forte chords because it's very dramatic. I felt very dramatic during this period. But also it's full of this kind of solidarity sentiment, you know. Actually nice. This is my favorite part from it. This and the ending, maybe. I like it a bit. But this section right here just didn't make sense. Because I didn't quite compose like this yet. I composed stupid waltzes and stuff, very simple stuff. But here there's like interesting counterpoint, and it feels white. You know, it just feels white to me, and fresh. Very beautiful, I like it. And here I just start Beethovening around. That was the chord. An E flat major chord. I didn't use dynamics like that. I didn't care about dynamics at all. I just played everything forte or everything piano. But when there's contrasts, like in this piece, they actually come out pretty well. It's just forte. But it is not very Beethoven as much as it is Liszt. That was a very Liszt part, doing stuff like that through the octave, you know. So romantic, I want to write poems right now. Just filler. This doesn't make any sense. But actually, it might do. Because it's a little bit different in contrast with the beginning, you know? Da-dee-da-da. There's a C minor complementary voice during the flat major stuff. And in the beginning it was just E flat major, you know. Now it's both together, and I really like that effect. The contrast between very close tonalities. I enjoy that. You know, here I'm quoting the famous Chopin piece called Fugue in A minor. That's a very beautiful piece by Chopin. This is the coda because ballads must have a tragic ending. Or at least must try. That's why I don't consider the Brahms ballads actual ballads. Yeah, this is actually quite funny, this section. But I don't like it as much as that section like there, the white section with the solidarity feeling. Anyway, I'd rate this ballad an E flat major out of an F flat major, you know. I think that's a good rating system, and actually I believe that's a very high score, because I like this piece quite a lot. Holy This makes me feel bad. And why is there John Lennon on the background? Wow. Anyway, if I had to justify myself, my past self, I'd tell you I had just learned how to play with my left hand. The right hand can do all this virtuoso pianist stuff, while the left hand can barely play it as fast. So actually it is quite an exercise. And people, yeah, they said all the time, it sounds like it would fit well into a movie. No, it wouldn't fit well in a movie. It wouldn't fit well anywhere. It might fit well into this video, because I'm talking about it. That's where it feels well. Because I acknowledge it's actually... Anyway, let's listen to this beautiful piece by Shield, you know? It actually was an how do you call that? Improvisations. This is an improvisation. And I wrote that down a few years later. It was a strange period during which I played lots of Debussy and stuff, and I had improvised this. I actually like this a lot. I listened to a bit of Bill Evans too. But there's not much Bill Evans right here. I was getting into jazz a little bit. You know, shit music just doesn't work sometimes. So beautiful, I like this so much. This might be one of the favorite things I composed. My favorite thing I composed. Sometimes I can't talk well. But not even in Italian, don't get me wrong. It's not like I don't know English. I don't know how to speak. As you can see, I can play though. I can play quite well sometimes. Da-da. I don't even know if that notation works for what I meant. It might be more of a two-tablet, you know, and not a dotted quaver. Anyway, let's have some water. You know, it is so aesthetic. This, in fact, matter of fact, this is the thumbnail of the video. The final measure of this piece is so aesthetic, dude. I wanted to put this as the channel profile pic. I didn't, because I'm stupid, I'm dumb. But I think this is a very, very nice frame. And the libero means free. This is a very short piece I composed when I was a child. And actually, this is not even the complete version of the piece. I might upload the complete version later. Who knows? Let's listen to it. This was the first time in my life when I experimented, you know, that Polonaise from Chopin, Opus 40 number 2, where the right hand does accompaniment and the left hand does the melody and stuff. I wanted to do that. I didn't know the Chopin Polonaise, by the way, but I wanted to do that same stuff. And now it switches to the right hand doing the melody and the left hand doing these cringy, you know, arpeggios, very dumb arpeggios. Yeah, there's even a left-hand solo. I like to close the window because there's strange noises from outside. Anyway, also the video quality is very bad because in this channel I hardly ever use a proper microphone. And now you know why, because the microphone doesn't work well. Whenever I try to record something, it just stops, and I don't know about it, so I record many times, many times, and then I tell to myself, ah yes, I'll edit this out later, I won't edit anything out, because the recording stopped hours ago. I am just talking to myself sometimes, and I convince myself I'm talking with people online. I'm not, I'm just talking to myself. That's why Red Cascades is a 2 out of, and we gotta listen to another piece of music. It's a nocturne. At least I called it a nocturne. It wasn't a nocturne in the beginning. It was some kind of strange song or something like that. It's a long tradition of fifths and fourths, where you go like, in a sense is luminous, in the other sense is darker. And so this is a whole nocturne, a whole piano piece based upon that concept. Let's listen to it, I'm talking way too much. Also, I had started playing in a more sensitive way. We say sensible in Italy, but it actually is sensitive. When you press the key, you feel the key. You really feel the music inside of you. And that's nice, especially with introspective music like the Nocturne. Is a nice way of playing it. I'd actually written down this little waltz section. And now it gets very dark, you know, very dark. And it's darker, but it actually is a semitone higher than the beginning. It is in C major, but this part right here is in C sharp minor, which is quite strange, if you ask me, from C major to C sharp minor. But I used to do this a lot, even in some of the etudes I composed. I went from E flat minor to D minor and stuff like that. There is just a stupid transition I did, because there's a B section for this piece, and it's like a choral section. Actually quite nice. I'll have a sip of water. It might be a little boring for the youngsters out there, but I'll tell you, this is very fun to play, because while you play this, you imagine stuff, and it is very fun to imagine this kind of stuff while playing. This might seem difficult, but it isn't. It's just the same thing for 2 or 3 octaves, it's not difficult. Sol arpeggi is difficult, and this clavice spettacolarissimos. Listen it out. I got one note wrong there. Actually, this might be inspired by that Chopin Nocturne. It might be Opus 15 number 3. A very choral-like Nocturne, you know. I didn't like that much before, a few years ago, but now I actually like it, especially the ending from that piece is very nice. Oh yeah, this is modern crap. As you can see, I can't concentrate very well on it because I don't like it much, and that's why I'd rate this as C major out of F major, which is a very, very low score. This is the last piece for today, and I picked the worst recording ever of it. It's not even the full piece, it's the beginning that's missing, a few seconds of the beginning. Anyway, we're gonna listen to it in all of its crappy glory, and we're gonna enjoy every second of it. Wow! It was an incredible venue. I had played near my hometown. They did this kind of social thing, you know, where they call independent artists, and they called the clown, the magician, and they also called me, the pianist and composer. So I decided to play, actually, nice pieces I had, not the newest one, not the newer ones, but very old pieces I had. Very luckily, I decided to play those pieces, because I would have been so pissed off if I played my newer compositions for that kind of public right there. Like, that would be a very nice pop music public, a very nice rock music public, but just don't put piano there. Why should you put piano there? Don't get me wrong, I had played I was commenting the last piece for today, the poem in A major, but the microphone stopped working, so I'll just do it again. Just another time. Just 2 other times, 4 other times, 8 other times, until the infinitely luminous today, here listening to the poem in A major, by myself. Let's go. I had called this poem, but actually a friend of mine made me change the title to etude, and I actually think it's much better as an etude than a poem, because poem is a little bit vague as a description for a piece, don't you think? What does poem mean? Actually, I was really into Scriabin when I revisited this piece, because this is a very old piece. This is like from 2018 or something, but this is 2022 when I played it, and I was really into Scriabin, the poems by Scriabin and stuff like that. So, yeah, I had called this poem. It has such a stupid structure, It's like a Sanremo song. Here in Italy we have a song festival full of crappy songs, and it's just like a song out of Sanremo. But this part I really like, I really enjoy this part. Because it's very Berserk inspired, you're gonna fight until the end and stuff like that. I believe that part is what keeps this piece alive for me. But as I meet people online and see what music actually is about, I understand that there's no time today for this kind of music that's boring for 80% of the time and fun for 10% of the time. It must be fun all the way in, or it must be nothing, At least that's what the folks down at TikTok think, The finale from this piece I was very, very passionate about. I composed this right on this piano. The finale, I mean. And I had marked this adagio, but I don't actually think it's an adagio, it's more of an andante or stuff like that. Would you even care about Italian notation? You're not even Italian, just use English words, everyone knows English. Even I know English. Here I improvised a little dumb arpeggio because I wanted to draw people attention at me. Wow. Incredible performance of the piece. I'd rate this at 0 out of the Quick Clicker game. Thank you all for watching, folks. My eyes are burning. I don't know what it is. I'll just have a sip of water. Maybe I have to open the window. Maybe I'm allergic to something.